TitleMatchNetwork.com.
Let's talk about Ole Anderson and Georgia Championship Wrestling. What are your memories of Ole?
Ole, I didn't have a lot of respect for Ole. Ole was like a bully. I remember one time when I went to the to where they do the TV in that studio, and was there early, and they had some guys that wanted to break in the business. So Cosroe was there, the Iron Sheik was there, Buzz was there, and Ole was there. And so this one guy got a great physique, nice guy. Yeah, it seemed like a nice guy. And so Ole wanted to discourage him. You know, he didn't want to have anything to do with him, and the guy could have been a star. Do you want to get that phone?
You know what? It should have been disconnected. It's not good. This is not connected. Can you disconnect it real quick?
So Ole wanted to beat him up, you know, and so the Sheik gets in there with him, and the guy ankle picks the Sheik and puts the Sheik right on his butt a couple of times, right?
Right.
And I'm kind of laughing because the Sheik always prided himself in being a shooter. So Buzz gets in there, Sheik gets out, and then Buzz gets in, and Buzz beat him up pretty good. And then the Sheik got back in and beat him up some more. So that by this time, this guy's beat up bad. And then Ole gets in there when the guy's already beat up, and Ole really puts it to him. And, you know, why do that?
I heard about this story before, too.
Did you?
Yeah.
I didn't even know it. I never saw the guy again after that.
Huh.
But Rick Rude was breaking in about that time, and he was in the back because he was getting a tryout or something or at that time. And, you know, it just not a good, bad taste in my mouth.
A lot of people say that about Ole. A lot of people don't like him. So.
Well, again, too, you know, Ole was always like it's his way, and he always wanted everybody to think that he was tough, you know. Okay, I'm sure he was. So what?
Right. Did you like the territory as a whole, though?
Yeah, not really. Not really. We're going up to Ohio and Michigan every other week at the time, you know. That was cool. But no, I didn't particularly like it all that much.
Any good road stories from the Georgia territory days?
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I got road stories. I was had a rental car. We're up in Ohio, and it's Paul Ellering and Arn and me, and I'm in the back seat. Arn's driving, and we're all asleep going on the freeway. All of us. Arn too. He's driving, and he sideswipes, rides the guardrail, and it's like a cliff, probably 200 feet down. And he's riding that guardrail. We all wake up. And I can remember just freaking out. I'm in the back seat and I'm cussing him out, you know, and he's all nervous, and, you know, it was close.
That's crazy.
Real close.
You actually teamed with Arn Anderson down there.
Yeah.
What are your memories teaming with Arn?
Arn was just breaking in the business, and it was cool. I always liked Arn. Arn was a good guy.
Did you know he had the it factor back then?
Pardon
me? Did you see like the it factor? Did you know he was going to make it into the business?
Yeah. When I was with him I'd met him in Louisiana, working for Watts. I believe that was his first territory.
Right.
Yeah. I believe I knew he did. He had it.
Paul, now you were there when Hawk and Animal broke into Georgia Championship Wrestling, I believe, right? Yeah,
that was. Yeah.
Is it true that you had something to do with their success in a weird way?
In a weird way? Yeah, I quit, and I had run into some problems up in Ohio, and I missed a couple shows, and so Ole was if I remember correctly, Ole was kind of like reprimanding me for missing a couple shows by leaving me off a couple shows and then booked me, and I just quit. And so kind of left Arn in a bad way because we were partners. But so they needed some. Actually, that's when the Road Warriors got their break because they stuck them in there and gave them a big push right off the bat.
What were your initial impressions of those guys?
Oh, they're monsters. I didn't know them personally. I just watched them. They were real green, but they were just huge.
A lot of people say they were scared to work with you and Buzz when you guys were a tag team. Did you know about that, or?
They were afraid of Buzz, not me. I don't think they were afraid of me. They were afraid of Buzz because Buzz would, I don't know, he'd call them out. I mean, I would have never called them out. Those guys are freaking huge. But Buzz was, he was off. And he called them out a few times.
Who were some of the guys he called out?
Both the Road Warriors, I believe. He called both of them out, and oh man,
did they go at it?
I think so. I think Animal and him did in the dressing room one night. I wasn't there, but
was Buzz pretty hard to get along with, or?
Yeah, at times, yeah.
Memories of Jake the Snake.
He's a wild man. There's another one that it's amazing he's still alive. Jake was the kind of guy that, one of the very few guys that, when somebody's high, I know. I can look at somebody and tell them if they're high. But Jake had, you couldn't really tell all the time, he could be, see, because I was never the kind of guy that would, I never liked to go out and get in the ring when I was all messed up, I couldn't function, on going that direction, I preferred to take something to calm me, not speed things up. But Jake could snort a bunch of coke and do whatever he did, smoke crack or whatever, and go out and work. And I could never understand how he could do that, just for himself, for his own comfort zone, to be in the ring. And I sure in the heck wouldn't want to be out there with somebody that was smoking crack, giving my body to somebody that was all over the place.
Did you ever have any issues as far as like guys not wanting to get in the ring with you at all, or?
Oh yeah. I had a reputation of just being stiff. I mean, I had heard some comments made about me from the Ultimate Warrior that I would try to hurt guys. I never tried to hurt anybody in the ring. I got stiff with guys in the ring but I was protecting the business. That's the way I saw it anyway. I never intentionally broke anybody's arm or anything in the ring. I would never do that. I would get stiff with them. I'd be real snug with them, and I would go against the plan of the match maybe but I always saw it as protecting the business.
Right. When did you work with Jim? Was that in Texas? When he was out? Okay. I'll talk about that territory coming up, definitely. Memories of Ted DiBiase.
Ted. I'm going to see Ted pretty soon. Anyway, Ted, I always liked Ted. Ted and I were partners in Louisiana. Him and Jim Duggan and I were the Rat Pack. And Ted was, God, I can't say anything about Ted except I love him. He's a good man.
He was in Georgia too, I think, right? Around the time you were there?
No, I don't think. No, he wasn't there when I was there.
Okay. Paul Ellering also managed you, I think, in Georgia. True?
Yeah.
What are your memories of Paul?
Paul was a funny guy. He was always reading the Wall Street Journal, and he was kind of a quiet guy. Um, yeah, he kind of distant stuff, but yeah, he could party with us too, though. Yeah.
Memories of Paul Orndorff.
Paul was a very respectable guy. I was around Paul in Georgia, and then I was around Paul in WWF, around WrestleMania 1. Paul was kind of stayed to himself a lot, as far as I wasn't really around Paul outside of the arena. But yeah, I always liked Paul. Worked out with him a few times in the gym.
TitleMatchNetwork.com